All right, turd burglars. Today is going to be a men's fashion day. Hey Siri, what's the forecast today? First of all, I check the temperature.
Looks like it will be cloudy today. Daytime temperatures will hover around 57 degrees, with overnight lows around 33.
Okay. So considering the weather, which is like, for me personally, about the spot where I would want something probably long sleeved, but might also want to wear layers. Also, to factor in the place where I'm going to be most of the day. If I was in an office space and not moving too much and sitting down, then I would probably be okay with something thicker and long sleeved, like a sweater or some sort of like pullover or something like that. But since I'm going to be inside the classroom, then I want to do layers so that I can disrobe. Sexy. So if we look at my wardrobe, this is going to be too hot for today, especially being inside the classroom where I'm dealing with, I think it's high schoolers. And on the opposite side, this, too sexy for professionalism. Jokes aside, you don't want to be wearing something like that inside the classroom. Like, it's just, you're going to get written up. But first of all, you start with, do you want long sleeves or do you want short sleeves? And then you start with, how thick do you want it? How many layers do you want? For example, I could wear this. This is one of my favorite patterns. I get a lot of compliments of it. It's only from Old Navy. I actually, believe it or not, I got it from the Post Exchange, AFES. They actually have a lot of really good clothes and for like 20% less. So if you've got veteran benefits, definitely go there. But with something like this, you have to ask yourself, is it warm enough that I just want to go with a single layer? Because I could absolutely wear just this with no shirt underneath. I could wear a what is colloquially called as a wife beater so that there's no exposure on the neck and you can't really see it. Or I could wear a t-shirt underneath. If I wore a t-shirt underneath this, since this already has a pattern, I would want it to be a solid color. And I would want it to probably bring out one of the subtle colors that are already in here. For example, I might want to wear yellow. This would kind of work. Or I might want to wear purplish blue. Some of the women that see this will probably criticize and call that a different color. Did you know women actually have more, or at least different rods and cones in their eyes so that they can identify color better than men? That is one gender difference. But my point is that you want to wear something that complements this. If you wore white, it wouldn't contrast it enough and it would just blend in and it would lack interest. So I would probably choose, honestly, any of the colors in here because nothing is too dominant. The pink stands out a lot, but it's not glaring. So honestly, any of the colors would work good as an undershirt for this. But I would discourage white just because white is the most dominant color in that. Also, another good thing, if I get too hot, I don't have to take off the whole thing. I can just undo the buttons in this. But it's not really that warm of a day, and I want to try something that I haven't yet, and that is to wear a sports coat with a t-shirt. There's other terms for this. I'm going to call it a sports coat today. Now, something else you need to consider. You'll see here, this has a noticeable amount of texture. I don't know why I said noticeable because there's no real such thing as unnoticeable texture. But this has texture to it. And that can mean a few different things. It can mean literal texture, where you can feel the bumps, or it can mean visual texture, almost like this. So texture and pattern are almost the same thing, but not necessarily in all cases. So with this, since there is texture or even a pattern, I'll just say if it has texture or a pattern, you want to wear something solid with it, something that does not clash. For example, if I wore, let's say, this and this, that would probably be a lot. Although the texture in this is quite small, so it would probably be okay. However, this also has some texture in it as well. So my point being is if you have texture or pattern, you want to do something that is solid in color. And by solid in color, going back to this, I mean that there are no patterns whatsoever. This, one of my Ren Fair things, has too much patterns to be wearing with something that also has patterns. Of course, you would never wear these two things together, but it's an example. So going back to this, I have to think, okay, do I want to wear complementary or do I want to wear contrasting colors? And yes, I'm going to give you a little bit of homework. What the fuck is that? Oh, it's Ren Fair shit. Look up what the difference is between contrasting and complementary colors. It is important to know a little bit about the color wheel, or else you're not going to get very far. Color is probably the most baseline and foundational part of dressing well, dressing a cut above, and not dressing like a schlub. Anybody can wear a t-shirt, but a colored shirt sets you apart. And to wear layers means you have to understand the color wheel. You can do all black, but either you're gonna look like Neo or you're gonna look like you're at the red carpet. Who are you wearing? Your mom. Now, for my purposes, I want to make sure that I dress appropriately for the job. So this is one of my favorite shirts. It's a veteran company, but she's got some cleavage and she's got a semi-auto right there, and that's not going to be a good look in school. Someone could, oh, she's got a pistol too. So putting that away. Now, this is always a good little subtext that I like to wear into the classroom. If you don't know who that is, that's Edgar Allan Poe. And fun trivia fact, it's also who the Ravens football team is named after. Maryland is where he was born and where he lived most of his life. I've actually visited his headstone. It's pretty cool. Also, a place where, well, if you've ever visited Baltimore, you'll know what I mean. But I think I'm going to wear this and this today. So I have two of my items chosen out. And now I have to think of what to wear underneath, as in pants. I don't know why I said underneath. Maybe I meant latitude. But, so, since this is black, and this is blue, and this is a slight amount of texture, I'm going to rule out jeans, blue jeans actually, for this. Jeans have a comparative, no matter the color, they have a comparative amount of texture in this. So I don't really want to do that. I want to do something smooth, probably like a, what is the word for it? Whatever the hell these are called. I want to call them Dockers, but they're not. Dockers brand. I get these from Target. Goodfellow is actually a really good quality brand for the price, being the Target brand. So I'm going to wear these together because these are colors that look good together. None of the textures are going to be clashing. A tip that I learned when I was a professional missionary is you never mix leathers. I would not wear black shoes with this, even though the black would go with this. You don't mix leathers. Your boots have to match your belt. However, I just got these shoes from Gatsby, and they are extremely comfortable. This being blue leather, it looks deliberate. And with blue leather, or say it was green or something like that, then it is deliberately contrasting enough in a way that's different from black that you're going to get more mileage out of that. However, I might not wear these together because these two leathers are too similar. So I might just go with my Thursday boots. God, these are fucking ashy. But this is probably what I'm going to wear. These are close enough. I actually really, really like these. They're very well made. Well, to a point. They got wet, and so some of the, what do you want to call it, plumb lines are kind of coming out. Anyways, so you might ask about socks. Socks, honestly, with this, like, I like to wear, like, fun socks. Like, these are, like, alien abduction socks. Here's some Sasquatch socks. Here's some Tarot socks. Foot Clothes, very, very good brand. I really like them a lot, and they own up to their name. Honestly, with these, it's just kind of fun. Socks can be a fun little pop underneath your clothes if your pant leg comes up. It doesn't really matter too much. They can be contrasting or complimentary. It's not huge. Final product.